The frog eats a fly, and the fly eats. What's this for?
Just the circle of life. Okay, little things get eaten by bigger things, get eaten by bigger things, but get eaten by bigger things, and ultimately eaten by me.
They take their restaurants big, you know. I mean, there's a McDonald's in Grand Valley. There's a McDonald's in Blue Spring. It's quite the food chain.
Where like a big animal's at the top, and then like eats animals that eats another animal that eats another animal.
Yeah, and it just keeps going. Each thing eats a different thing.
A food chain is a chain of animals that go up from like least vulnerable. It's from, for example, like a bird. A cat eats a bird, and then a dog eats the cat, and then like Chinese people eat the dog. That's a food chain.
Am I supposed to look at the camera? I'm like offset for a second. Okay, I think a food chain is like a bunch of restaurants put together, like a McDonald's, like a Taco Bell, like a Walmart, but they sell food.
Ecosystem and like working its way up from the food chain from the lowest, like grass, what eats the grass, what eats the insect, what eats the smaller animal, what eats the bigger insect, and I have this circle in my mind from high school of the arrows and the different animals and things as a part of it.
Animals.
It's like if a deer were to get hit by a car, like raccoons would come eat the deer meat out of the deer. And then if the raccoon got hit, a bird would come eat the raccoons. And then if a bird was just chilling and there was a bobcat or like a big panther behind it, they would jump.
A food chain is whenever you have different hierarchies of animals, and the animal above the lower one eats the lower one, and kind of like humans are at the top of that food chain.
I think a food chain is where a bigger animal eats a smaller animal. So like a bird would eat a mouse, and then a human would eat a bird. That's what I think food chain is.
Food chain is when something eats something, then that thing eats something, then that thing will eat another animal. So this is an animal type thing. And then, usually the big animals are at the bottom. And then like a little.
One animal eats another animal, and then that animal eats another animal, and that animal eats another animal, so they all can survive. Yay, animals.
A food chain is a portion of the food web. It's a linear organization of how energy is transferred within a system of organisms. And so a misconception that a lot of people have is that it's what eats what, and that's not really what it's representing. It's more representing a flow of energy through an ecosystem.